business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Inspiration, motivation takes. Listen to the podcast.
Welcome to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. Every episode is an invitation, a reminder that business and life isn't just about profit. It's about purpose. It's about showing up with a servant's heart in every deal, every decision, every day. Today's guest is going to light you up. He's lit me up twice now, today and the last time I met him. So he's going to light you guys up today too. You're going to be motivated. You're going to be challenged. And most importantly, you're going to walk away with tools that inspire action both in your life and in your business. But before we dive in, here's your homework today. Audience, I want you to think how you're going to serve yourself and others today. It doesn't have to be a big impact. Even a small act of kindness or courage can change the game for somebody. And it feels really good to do that. So lean in, take notes. Let's discover how servant leadership in business and life can create ripple effects that last far beyond that bottom line. Quick shout out to Epic Impact, the only universal, emotionally resonant messaging framework that works anywhere for any audience. This 4-step system transformed how I pitch, post, and podcast, engage, persuade, inspire, close. I use it daily and I love it. It works. Get your free trial at epicimpact.ai with promo code Steve to start inspiring free action today. Quick announcement. And I want to thank my guest and all my guests and you audience. We just hit top 20 in small business marketing for podcasting. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart, because we are making an impact and we'll make another one today. With that being said, Facebook, it's got its great things. It's got its not so great things. And that's across social media. What I'm excited about this guest today is he's taken social media and made it positive. A servant's heart. So let's bring him on today. Amos, welcome to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart.
Thanks, Steve. I love your intro, by the way.
Thank you. I
absolutely love it.
It just inspires me. That's why I love saying it. It's fantastic. Talk about that servant's heart. We talked about your culture, your uniqueness about you. Your superpower is culture and positivity. Talk about that.
Well, there's a great book that says leaders eat last. Someone needs to write a book that says maybe they have this says leaders go first. And so in everything I do, I love living with radical vulnerability and authenticity. And what I found how I found it helps is the leadership teams I have now. I've attracted a lot of people that believed they were qualified to lead, but they doubted themselves. And because I openly display my mistakes in everything I do, it's unintentionally, I guess, created a culture where all these people that doubted they could are now radically rising very fast, rapidly, because I give them a little training and then I go, away we go. You're going to screw up and I screwed up and you're going to screw up and let's go. And then we'll correct it as we go. And so we got a bunch of people blowing up niche-based Facebook groups organically, leading movements they never thought they could. And it's going very fast. And part of it is because we just lead with transparency, honesty, and we don't try to pretend.
Yeah, humbleness is a key for a leader. I have had military generals on my show, and it's amazing how they tell, because you make a mistake as a general, you can have people die. And they flat out, like you're just saying, hey, I made a mistake, my lieutenants. Here's what I did wrong. Let's fix it. Humbleness on social media is just not there. That's my thought. You guys get mad at me, email me. Here's my email, stever1961@gmail if you want. But I love what you're doing with these Facebook groups. Why are they becoming so successful?
Because of what you just said. Okay. I tell all my leaders, don't you dare post selfies. It's narcissistic. No one gives a rat's ass about your selfie. Our groups blow up because we make it about everybody else, Steve. I learned this from my mom, and I'm a bit of a strategist. So she just loved people. And I got half of that from her. And then my father is out there overt, all about having fun. And I got some of that. My mom would call people up, Steve, on the phone. And if she was having you and your wife or partner over, she'd be like, hey, so excited about next Friday, Steve. Just want to know, what do you guys like to eat? And she would run through fish, licking chicken, lamb, vegetarian, whatever you want. And then she'll keep for dessert, Steve, what do you guys like to eat? For drinks, what do you guys like to eat? And so my mom hosted these dinner parties, and our house became known as the place to go for dinner at the Bracewell's house. Now, we were a good time, but my mom was an amazing servant host. And so I just took what I saw growing up. I would be face down in the trough because I was a ferocious eater my entire life. But I caught what my mom was teaching me in it, even inadvertently. And I saw, wow, she just makes everything about everybody else. So in the niche-based Facebook groups, the leaders don't talk about themselves. I tell them, you serve your ass off for 100 days, 100 events. They do 100 interviews. Their group blows up because everybody else blows their group up for them, because they serve from the bottom up, like the nurturing womb, not the dominating, I'm in charge. It's how can I support? How can I hold space? And I tell them, don't post selfies, don't post nonsense. Everything you post is about them. And so I just take what my mama taught me and then put my own spin on it.
Shout out to your mom. What's her name?
Debbie Bracewell. She passed 8.25 years ago, and I look more like my mom's side. And my mom and I were close. I love my mom. She was a softie. She was always a safe place to land. She worked with teen moms. She worked for a government, like a municipal government program. She had a heart. Her dad, they fled from my grandpa. He would beat my grandma when he would drink, and they would come back repentant. And my grandma got tired of it when mom was 12. And so they fled from him, understandably so. And so she had, the trauma there, but coming from a broken home, she had such a heart for the teen girls that they got knocked up, they got pregnant. And so she ran a program on the campus to then manage like 20 people under her to help the teen moms have care for their little newborns, so the teen moms could finish their high school. And then, so that's the kind of mom I had. And I would go and visit her because she worked on the campus, this high school I finished after I got kicked out of Christian high school. I finished off at that high school, and I did 2 years there, repeating grade 11 voluntarily. And then grade 12, and I got to spend so many afternoons with my mom. And that's where I really saw my mom's heart. She cared for these little dumplings. And then she cared for the moms because she knew what it's like, because she watched her mom struggle and have 3 jobs to raise them. My uncle slept on the couch. My mom and grandma shared a bed with my aunt. And so my mom was just all about kindness and heart. She would love you, Steve, because she would love what you're doing.
She'd love my wife too. And shout out Debbie. God, what a great role model. And you're inspiring people even after you've passed. You're still inspiring people. So thank you. Interesting with social media, this could work at Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok as well. The same thought process. Can it work everywhere?
Yeah, we're about to blow it up we're about to integrate with TikTok. So we're going to do the same thing on TikTok. We're going across the next 2 years, all social. So it'll be on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. So what we do is with BUMP, which stands for either blow up my passion or bold, unlimited magnetic possibilities, where a lot of people feel censored or shadow banned or algorithms are tripping them up. And maybe they are. And so BUMP is an answer for that, for people that they're softies. They're out there always giving, like my mom, the last piece of cake away to someone else. But they have a vision, they have a mission, but they don't know how to do it, Steve. And so at BUMP, we help them blow it up, starting with Facebook. And we don't tell them to change. We say, no, you're a servant. Don't change. Serve, play, grow. Keep serving. Come and play with us and you'll grow. They blow up a movement. They can get a lot of clients. And so we started with Facebook, and now we're going to go to TikTok by January latest. That integration rolls out. So they could blow it up on TikTok too.
This is a movement, audience. I'm feeling it because you're doing exactly what I was hoping somebody would do. At a different level, but hopefully it's paid for and people see and start following your lead, whether they work with you or not, because that's your servant's heart. You just want to make an impact. Sure, I'd love to work with everybody you can, but this is a massive impact. And that segues to your book, which even adds more fuel to the fire. Talk about this incredible book.
Oh, man. Again, it starts with my mama. I had a dream on April 3rd. I wrote the book April and May. I just went into a new month of journaling, I thought. And then a couple of days in, I was like, oh, man, I'm supposed to write a book about this. And I had a dream about my mom. My dad's still alive. But in this dream, I woke up and I realized, like every girlfriend I've ever had, I was trying to connect with my parents by dating a woman. I was trying to get questions answered because I didn't grow up feeling lovable. My new book's called Am I Lovable? A Journey Home. a journey home here. And so I spent the ensuing 30 years, I'm 49 now. I spent over 30 years trying to get someone, dear God, someone tell me I'm lovable. So I tried to excel in sports and singing, in different things, and throwing events, throwing parties, because I wanted to hear that, dear God, please someone affirm that I'm lovable. I didn't hear it growing up from my dad. I did from my mom, but because my dad's voice was absent and we clashed, I was very much a challenge everything. I do it my way. He was very much a you follow, stay in line, British upbringing. Even though he was a rebel at heart, he was like, ba, 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 ba. And I was like, screw that. I got stuff to do in life and I can't do your version of life. So we clashed. And so the book, Am I Lovable, is an expose into a lot of my life, where I invite readers to come on a journey with me into an immersion process where there's a private group where members have already started reading chapters, and then they get to upload their own chapter reflections. And there's like 70 videos of me writing the book behind the scenes. So people get to see my own experience of writing the book. And then I'm launching the Lovable Talks and the Lovable Diary series. Lovable Diary series is chapter based, like an online book club, except we stream them live across our platform. So people that want to participate in chapter reflections can do so. And then I have leaders that are taking that option, Lovable Talks. That's like an open forum thing. So we're using the might of all of our networks. We've got about 25 networks popping off. We're launching about 7 more in the next 2 months. And they're all growing, these niche-based Facebook groups, by 1 to 700 new members organically every week. So it's great. And so we're at about 90,000 members now, or just over. And so the goal is to help people get the mic stage and audience so they can make the impact and the income they want to go and fulfill what's in their heart. So Am I Lovable is just a new network I wanted to launch to go, here I am, world. My superpower is I want to be the most vulnerable, the most authentic, and lead by just with openness, and to then attract people that want that. They want to come home to being radically vulnerable because they recognize that there is superpower when you're radically vulnerable.
Man, where were you 3 years ago? I'm doing this now, but what you just said, I was the complete opposite. I wasn't vulnerable. I was afraid. I judge, and being very transparent with the audience. I was serving, but I was not a good person. And we're aligned, because when I start with my show, you got to serve yourself first. You got to love yourself first. Am I lovable to serve others? And once I did that, so I love what you're saying, because I've taken off. But here's the important thing that I want you to tell the audience, especially entrepreneurs that are listening. How is entrepreneurship and community so important together?
Well, my healing is still happening. And honestly, I have to shoot a video on this. It was like, oh, my voice just cracked there. Wow. It's emotional for me. My healing has come, a lot of it's come in community, not all of it, but a lot of it's come in community. When I started this, we just 30 months, 2.5 years ago was July 15th. A couple days ago was the 2.5 year mark of this business. When I started this, I obviously started as I am, and I fell down a lot my first year because I was being shown the mirror of, Amos, this is your next growth edge. Do you want to grow? And there's so many times I wanted to quit because I was shown things, Steve, that I obviously had been delaying and not wanting to deal with for years because it was uncomfortable, because I was scared, because I was afraid that I don't know how to deal with that thing that keeps reoccurring in my life. But all of that stuff got pushed real quick in the first year of this. And then I interviewed 700 people in my first 2 years. One-on-one interviews, I did one a day. And then I've run about 300 multi-person networking events in the last 2 years. So I personally sat with well over 1,000 people. And the stories I heard, I was raised, not that my parents were, but I was very competitive. I was very right-wing, not extreme, but very right-wing beliefs, and very step-on people, because I'm here to kick ass and take names. So I was very competitive. But I sat with Steve. 90% of the people were softies that were more left-leaning or moderate. And I knew my goal was I need to shut my mouth. I need to ask 3 to 5 key questions in the interview and hold space and let them talk 80% of the time. So my goal was I want to be a good soldier and fulfill my mission. But as I sat there and listened to people say things that in the first month, I was like, they're a freaking idiot, man. Like the stuff coming out of their mouth, I don't believe this at all. But the more I sat and marinated, and I realized, oh my gosh, their belief systems are anchored in their story. And I looked at my story, Steve, and I was like, I only believe what I believe because I have the story I have. that's like the seedbed of how I grew. And if I had had their story, I would believe the same things they believed. And then I started going, oh my gosh, my beliefs are only my beliefs because I was in the nutrients I was in, and I would be fashioned very differently. So I began to let go of my rigidity. And so the community, to your question, being with these people that I would have made fun of growing up, that I would have stepped on growing up, they've actually been an important part of my healing that I'm still doing, and my maturation that I'm still doing, because they're showing me the mirror of all the things I judged, and that truth, right? Whatever I judge in the mirror is what I've not made peace with within myself. And so I've grown a lot by just shutting up and holding space for others. And so I'm so thankful. Every day I'm like, thank you, God, for this experience, because I didn't plan it and it's really helping me.
Fear is dangerous, man. Completely dangerous. Shout out, if you know Napoleon Hill fan, Outwitting the Devil. It's an interview with the devil. It talks about this audience. I'm not selling the book. It's just, that's what you're talking, because the devil takes over fear. Once you're fearful, he calls it drifting. But let's do this, because you're so passionate and I love what's coming out of your heart. Entrepreneurs listening are going to go, what's my first step to be a community builder in their business, in what they do? What's that step?
Okay, so again, if you're listening, I only can give you my experience. So my truth is not necessarily going to be your truth. So filter this through my experience, my personality. I don't know if this is for you, but based on that, I would say number one, make sure you're called to do it. Ever tried to put shoes on that don't fit? To be a community builder in the way that we build communities is, in my opinion, a lot of people start, let's say, niche-based Facebook groups or social media things, whatever. And the very first thing they're doing is trying to teach. I teach all my leaders. You earn the right to teach. So you damn well better not. Okay. Yeah. So basically, I tell all
go
my.
Ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Go
okay.
Ahead. Yeah.
I tell all my leaders that because the metrics are, people need to see 10 to 20 times of you giving value, and they only see, let's say, on average, 1 out of every 7 posts. It's 70 to 140 times they need to see you deliver. So we need to help people fall in love with us so they know, like, and trust us. So stranger danger goes away. So strategically, I let them know that you'll be serving from the bottom, like the nurturing womb, not the dominating patriarchy, but the nurturing womb, to hold space in your group in the niche you choose, right? This is the niche they choose, where their passion and their purpose dovetails with the pain point and problems of their ideal avatar. They host questions. And so this is why the groups blow up. There's a lot to this, but basically that's the basic framework. They don't start a Facebook group and then tell everybody what to do and be posting all their coaching stuff. And some of them follow it better than others, but the ones that follow the format, the groups just blow up. Like Moj's group is not even 5 months old, and she's 9,300 members. 5 months. Lori Phillips' group, the first 4 months grew to 10,000. Like, we have a bunch of groups that are blowing up organically. I don't believe in paid traffic in the beginning. Down the road as you evolve, yes, but everyone knows this. Everyone knows that if you host dinner parties like my mom did, she wasn't special. And like, everyone knows this, but it's, am I willing to do it? So I wanted to take what I felt I was called to is lead a niche-based Facebook group. All I knew is, I felt like God was telling me for 6 months, start a movement, interview coaches, and I delayed it for 6 months. I didn't want to do it. I had a e-commerce product, an all-natural pain reliever that I'm bringing back now. But anyway, the sales all dried up. And so I had to do something. And then I was going into debt. I didn't monetize until day 96. I was going 5,000 more into debt every month. And so I was like, I'm supposed to do this. So 11 hours a day, 11 months in a row, no days off. It took me to figure the system out. And I finally did. And then I got to monetize it. But it starts with, if these people that feel called to serve, when they join Bump, they get it right in their face. If you're really called to serve, then make your group, but everybody else follow our format. You're super successful. But not everybody that says they want to serve actually is willing to serve. What they sometimes mean is they use it as the guise, because I want to sell a bunch of stuff to people. And I'm not faulting them for being capitalist. I am a capitalist through and through. But strategically to make them fall in love with you and know, like, and trust you, you need them to fall in love with you. I believe I need them to see me serve my ass off to such a degree that they go, Amos, are you ever going to try to sell us something? Which I started hearing. That, and I was like, okay. And since people only vote with their wallets, then when I started making offerings, it was easy to sell. It's been easy to sell ever since, but I've done lots of shitting the bed along the way, right? But that's how we blow up the groups. Yeah, there you go.
Successful people have made mistakes. Buffett, Musk, Gates, Cuban, they all had problems. They all shit the bed. I'm going to use your phrase very well. It's very well. We're coming to the end here. Yep. We'll get all your information. I've got a fun question for you. Got a restaurant reservation for you in your hometown. I've come and reserved the table of 4. You're sitting one of the chairs. Now you've got 3 empty chairs. Who would you invite to the table, whether they're dead or alive, to have a conversation with? And what food would you order? I knew you would.
Well, I already got it. I got my 4 brothers. I call them my 4 brothers or 4 fathers. Tony Robbins, Jordan Peterson, Sean Ryan from the Sean Ryan Show, and Joe Dispenza. Every time I go through a question, what do? I imagine sitting with them and I imagine what they would say. Tony Robbins, because he's so inspiring. Jordan Peterson, because he's committed to telling the truth at all costs. Sean Ryan, because he doesn't give a flying you know what. He just is himself unapologetically. And I love that about him. And Joe Dispenza, because he in a loving way, it helps people push past the boundaries in a non-offensive way and opens up things. And so there's only 3. Who would I dump?
I'll keep all 4. No, we'll bring an extra chair. I'll pay a little extra.
Okay.
Those are
those 4.
You know what? I'll pay for a 5th chair because I'm going to sit right next to you and enjoy. What food are we eating, by the way?
We're going for Thai food.
Okay, I like Thai
it's
food.
Called, I am Thai, and it's this beautiful couple named B is her name, and Golf is his name. And they're divorced now, but they still amicably run the restaurant. And they have 2 wonderful daughters called Araya and Alana. And I've been going there since the year they opened up, so 5 or 6 years. And they moved over from the Philippines, or from Thailand, sorry. And they're just beautiful, beautiful people. And they refuse to use MSG and garbage in their food. And their place is absolutely hopping because people know when they come there, they are loved through the food. And they're literally loving humans through their food. That's where we're going.
That's the formula for a restaurant. And thank you you read my mind before when you talked about your formula that we wanted to talk about. You beat me to it, which was great. Audience, re-listen to this podcast and get that formula. I'm not going to write it down. I'm going to make you listen to the podcast again, because if you want to build a community, and it could be just a community at a chamber. We're not just talking Facebook. Anywhere you want to build a community, this will work anywhere. It always does. I know it's done for me. Thank you again for being an incredible, incredible guest. Your passion and love for people is evident. And audience, how can they find you? Because I know somebody's going to want to reach out and talk to you.
Well, on Facebook, it's just Amos Bracewell, AMOS Bracewell, BRACEWELL. I've been primarily there, Steve. Like, I don't like LinkedIn. I'm there. I have a profile. I don't usually answer. I'll answer within a week. So hit me up on Facebook. I've wiped my Instagram clean, except now I'm using it to launch this new movement, the Lovable movement. I'm about to launch the TikTok stuff. But for now, if you're seeing this in the summer of 2025, Facebook, and then TikTok down the road too in the next month or 2. So
perfect. Reach out, audience. Please do. Thank you again, Amos, for being an incredible guest. Audience, here's your homework. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Well, the reason I say that is if you're listening to this and going, God, my friend needs to build community, or you need to build community, well, you get that sent to you because when you subscribe, I subscribe to about 20 podcasts, and I'll get notes as I walk my dog. These are gifts that you can make an impact, like I started the show with, by giving this out. Give these gifts, and it doesn't have to be this podcast. Just any podcast that resonates with you. Think about people after you listen to it. Who can I help? Who can I serve? With that being said, me and Amos want to thank all of you for watching. I almost said both of you. I meant all of you. There's going to be more than both of you. So I had to say that came in my head. All of you for watching or listening to this podcast. And we'll see you all on the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Steve.